Hello, and welcome to Wired Series 2. In today's episode, we will be talking to health and safety consultant Vicki Swaine. Vicki is an independent health and safety consultant with experience spanning more than 15 years. Vicki worked for Croydon Council's health and safety team and has since gone on to consult for the likes of Ernst & Young, Southern Water and the University of Brighton. Her expertise cover all aspects of health and safety, auditing, training and fire risk assessing. She is a graduate member of the Institute of Fire Engineers, a chartered member of the Institution of Occupational Safety and Health, or IOSH for short, and is listed on the OSHA register. Thank you very much for joining us today, Vicki. We're going to look at some aspects of fire safety and fire risk assessing. And firstly, I'd like to ask you, what are the benefits of using someone impartial such as yourself to perform their health and safety and fire risk assessing?
Well, thank you for having me today. I think it's better that you have somebody who is impartial because we're not there to sell you anything. There is no additional reason for us to make recommendations. It is based purely on, are you compliant, are you not compliant, and what you need to do to become compliant.
Fantastic. And what do you think are some of the recurring issues that you see regularly at sites where you go and perform fire risk assessments?
Mainly it's a lack of paperwork, a lack of having the information to support that you have got the fire safety in place. But also I keep on coming across situations where there is a procedure in place, there is a policy in place, but actually nobody follows it, nobody actually knows what's in it. I was at a site yesterday actually, and we talked about fire evacuation out onto the main road, and I said, oh great, so you have these automatic gates. Do they open on the fire alarm? No. Well, in which case, can you unlock them yourself? Is there a keypad or something like that? They were like, no, they're actually chained. They're chained gates. It was definitely interesting and something that I've since highlighted through to landlord and said, you have an issue here, because although there is a procedure in place, it's never going to work.
It fails once they get to the gates.
Yeah, absolutely. They're then trapped.
So it's an opportunity for you to highlight areas of non-conformity or non-compliance, or simply practical problems that need to be resolved that don't take a huge amount of thinking about, just need to be addressed.
Absolutely, and actually most of the time you find that people can do this stuff afterwards in-house on their own,
with little or no cost.
Absolutely, and little or no support to me from myself either. But I was at another school where I walked down one corridor, very small school, and within it was about, I want to say 10 fire extinguishers. I think the actual number was 9. There was no additional hazard there. There was no reason for them to have them there. They were paying every year for these fire extinguishers because the company that come in to sell fire extinguishers has insisted they needed them. It was ridiculous, and I have since recommended they have them removed.
Sure. So hopefully that impartiality can show customers value for money and can highlight areas where they might be able to actually save some money potentially.
Absolutely, cost savings elsewhere, because we can highlight when there are issues, or they are a bit overcharged, or they're having servicing. I went to one company, it was having its fire alarms serviced every 3 months, and I was like, why? And nobody could tell me 100% service every 3 months. It wasn't even a 25%. It was fascinating. Excellent.
And what do you think, if there was one piece of information you could pass on to people about fire safety, what would it be?
One piece, crikey, there's quite a bit. But I think having good training, making sure that you have eyes on the ground as much as possible, and that people have a way of saying, by the way, I've noticed this. Amazing how many people walk past an issue and think, oh crikey, that's, I must tell somebody, and never actually do. You give them the training, you give them the knowledge, they're able to spot it, and of course you don't see every part of the building all day, every day. You need people to be able to actually spot these things for you.
Communication.
Absolutely.
And finally, just to finish up today, from a third party perspective, what is your view on the current state of the fire and the safety industry, and what do you feel most needs improving in the industry?
A lot of it is reactive. Something happens and then people react to that. And of course the cost implications of that is much higher
than preventative.
Yes, absolutely. Proactively managing it. But of course actually the bigger issue is that people don't know they need to do these things. They have no comprehension of what they need to do, or it seems like such a mammoth task that they prefer to, what's the saying, ignorance is bliss.
Stick your head in the sand. Yeah.
Absolutely, but of course that's A, no defence, and B, it doesn't help you in the long run financially.
No.
So making sure really that there is knowledge out there that people understand what they actually need, not what salespeople are telling them they need, and that they are able therefore to make decisions and to get proactively manage it before anything does go wrong.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Vicky. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. If you'd like to find out more about health and safety, please contact Vicky via her website www.3safety.co.uk. That's numerical 3 and the word safety.co.uk. Thank you for listening.